Student friends, in today's talk, I'm going to cover the introductory part of molecular symmetry and group theory. So, in this introduction, as we know that though the God has created this universe, but in this universe there are many objects which usually follow the symmetry. So, best example is if you are going to see this apple having symmetrical in nature, if you are going to see this picture of the flying birds, it is also symmetrical one. If the objects are symmetrical one, these objects looks very beautiful. So there is this is best picture of the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site in India, and it is the man-made object. And if you are going to see this object is more the symmetrical one, and because of the more symmetrical in nature, it looks very beautiful one. There is one more example of this the aeroplane. It is also more symmetrical one. So at the end, symmetry is synonym to the beauty. If the object is more symmetrical, it looks more beautiful one. So these are the few objects observed in the space. In today's talk, we want to discuss about the molecular symmetry. Molecular symmetry, in another words, one can say that the symmetry of the molecules or shape of the molecules or the geometry of molecules, and the geometry of molecule playing very important role in chemistry. If you are going to see the uses of molecular symmetry, uh, one can apply this concept in various examples. If you are going to see the concept of the molecular orbital theory, this theory especially reveals how the molecules are to be formed, and according to this theory, the molecules are to be formed on the basis of the LCAO principle, linear combination of the atomic orbitals. So these principles reveals that uh, the combining AOs should have the same symmetry or having the similar the energies. If the combining atomic orbitals have the same symmetry or similar energy, then these atomic orbitals are going to combine together to form the molecule. Best example is the hydrogen, the molecule. Hydrogen molecule is to be formed by the combination of the two hydrogen atoms having somewhat the similar the symmetry. So at the end, if there is uh, mismatch or improper symmetry of the combining atoms or combining atomic orbitals, then at the end, okay, we are not getting the molecule. So during formation of the any type of molecule, we need the proper the symmetry of the combining atomic orbital. This is one example. Second is that if you are going to see this stereochemistry is one of the branch in chemical sciences, and in this branch, okay, there are various terminologies like cis isomer, the trans isomers, or enantiomer, diastereoisomers, dextro, levoforms. So at the end, okay, all these terminologies are also based on the concept of the symmetry. Then there is one more example. If you are going to see the crystal field theory, crystal field theory deals with the splitting of d orbitals, and as we know that according to this theory, the d orbitals are going to split into two sets. Then question arises why the d orbitals are split into two sets. If you are going to see at the end, the symmetry of the d orbital or d orbitals lie into two sets. One is T2Z set and another is EZ set. The T2Z set having the lobes lie in between the axes, and EZ the lobes along the axis. And it means in another words, the T2Z the set includes dx, xy, dxz, dyz, the orbitals having the same symmetry, and that symmetries differ to that of dz. And because of two different types of the symmetries for the d orbitals, so d orbitals are going to split into the two sets. And okay, also okay, another okay, important okay, application of the molecular symmetry is that to reveal the color chemistry of the organic or inorganic compounds, one can use the concept of molecular symmetry, because based on symmetry there is a DD splitting, or there is formation of different bonding, anti-bonding and non-bonding MOs. And okay, these okay, DD levels or these MO levels reveal the color chemistry or optical properties of okay, inorganic moieties or the organic moieties, no doubt. Okay, another okay, the application is that okay, with the help of molecular symmetry, one can reveal which compounds are optically active or which are optically inactive. Okay, also okay, we are getting the different information like dipole movement, then not only dipole movement, if in a molecule which bands are or which modes are Raman active, uh, or which are IRE active, inactive bands. Not only that, if you are going to record the electronic U visible spectrum of a molecule, then among that, which are the U visible allowed transition and which are forbidden, such information is to be also obtained with the help of the concept of molecular symmetry. So this molecular symmetry playing very important role in the chemistry. There are many concepts which are based on the concept of the molecular symmetry. Then to learn okay, this the molecular symmetry in depth for the various application, then we want to use also the few rules from the mathematical theory, and that theory is called as the group theory. So in order to learn this concept in depth or in thoroughly, and if you want to apply this concept for knowing the various application, we want to consider two important aspects. One is that the few rules from the group theory and the concept of the molecular symmetry. So with the help of these two important aspects, one can apply this concept for studying the various properties of the chemical moieties. Then okay, as concerned to get the group theory, okay, we want to consider the few rules from the group theory. We want to choose the closure rule. Second is the associative law of multiplication. Third is identity rule, and fourth one is the inverse rule. So okay, okay, in order to learn these rules thoroughly, let us assume, let us consider A as the point group, capital A, and it consists of A, B, C, D as symmetry elements. So these are small letters. This one is capital letter. Okay, what is closure rule? Closure rule states that the okay, product of any two symmetry elements in a group, means there are various possibilities: A cross B, A cross C, A cross D, or square of any one element is equal to an element from the same group. Closure rules, okay, as per the statement of closure rule states that a product of any two symmetry elements in a group or square of any one symmetry element in a group usually equals to an element from the same group. Means you know that E is not element with the A point group, or F is not element with A point group. Reveals that A cross B or A cross D or C cross D is never equal to E, F, like that. Or if you're taking square of anyone, is never equal to the okay, A or B or okay, B equal to okay, A, B or C or D. Then under this closure rule, one can also differentiate the group as a abelian group or non-abelian group. And for that, okay, you want to consider the commutative law. According to commutative law, if let us consider A cross B is equal to C, and if I am going to reverse this one, B cross A is also equal to C, means in another words, one can say that A cross B is equal to B cross A. So means elements, symmetry elements obeying the commutative law. If symmetry elements of a point group obeying the commutative law, then the group is said to be abelian group. And non-abelian group means elements do not obey the commutative law. Means A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Then all symmetry element must obey the associative law of multiplication. According to this rule, the mathematical statement for this rule is that A cross in small bracket B cross C is equal to in small bracket A cross B cross C. Then there is fourth rule, that is identity rule. So among the various symmetry element, usually one element is the identity, and when that element is multiplied with the any symmetry element, then we are getting the multiplied element. So in this case, okay, let us consider A cross B. At the end, again, we are getting the answer is B reveals that A is an identity. If A is an identity, okay, in order to confirm the same, if A multiplied with C, A multiplied with D, at the end A cross C is equal to C reverse. Okay, we are confirming that the A is an identity. A cross D is equal to D reveals that A is the identity. So with the help of identity rule, one can confirm which element is the identity one among the various symmetry elements. Then last rule is that inverse rule. Inverse rule states that the multiplication of an element with its inverse usually we are resulting the identity element. Identity element means operation or element which results the original orientation of the molecule. Means A into A inverse or B into B inverse or C into C inverse or D into D inverse. We are getting the identity element. So all symmetry element must obey all these four important laws. Then if the elements obeying all these four important laws, then the group is called as the point group or the symmetry group. So this is somewhat the introduction about the molecular symmetry as well as the few rules from the mathematics, no doubt. Then here, then okay, about the symmetry already. Okay, if object is said to be symmetrical when some part of the that object is same or identical to the other or remaining part. Okay, then already I told the symmetry. Molecular symmetry means the geometry of an object or shape an object, and shape or geometry we are considering the same as the how the object looks externally. So okay, because of the same, the symmetry is a physical property of an object, and which plays very important role in chemical sciences. Okay, means concept of MOT, concept of CFT, or concept of stereochemistry, and other the applications which are also based on the concept of this symmetry. And in order to learn the molecular symmetry, we want to consider the two important terminologies. One is a symmetry operation and the symmetry element. So this is somewhat the introductory part about the molecular symmetry and the theory.